All right. Hello, everyone. Um, Kicking off our special meeting of the Library Board of Trustees at 7:06 p.m. on May 18th. First item of business, I'm just going to pad it up, and I can't find it now where the packet is. Come on. Is attendance. May Bayer,
Present.
Aaron Harrigan,
Here.
Stephanie Bersari,
Here.
and John Capasso is out of country, and Peter is unable to attend. All right. Next item is the public comment. Appears to be none on the call. So with that, we will move to the approval of the minutes. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to review. Are there any amendments or edits necessary? Come on. If not, do we have a motion to approve?
I move that we approve the board meeting minutes from the April meeting, April 6, 2026.
Do we
I
have a
can second. I'll
All
second.
right. All in favor, say aye.
I
Aye.
Aye.
All right. So moved. With that, we move into the chairman's report. I'll keep it brief because this is a special meeting. I know that Scott needs to go. So I'll skip over that and move into library updates.
There's like a television. Daddy just
We don't like how you're acting about the cookie.
Sorry.
Yeah,
It's okay, May.
I'm just going to do a really brief library report. Like every month, I went and thinking, April was, I didn't realize everything that had gone on in April. It was a I mean, packed month. And I just really want to thank the staff for just being flexible, really kind of just going with the flow. And I mean, we just had a ton of people in the building. And then on top of that, we had everything from tax assistance to, um, just it was a crazy month. I'll leave it at that. You guys can read my report. And I think the staff really need kudos for everything that they did and in some ways put up with, and in other ways, really just kind of welcomed with open arms. Other than that, we have one more leg to go with the RTM, with the budget, which is the RTM, and that vote will happen on the 26th. And really, that's it. I mean, I'll leave it up to questions. It just was a jam-packed month with a bunch of quality programs and high attendance.
Great. Scott, I saw that at the Library of Things we have lawn games now cataloged. How's that going?
It's going well, and we're excited about it. I'm not quite sure if we've got stuff that's been borrowed yet, but Mary and Megan have been getting things together and getting it ready to go. So we're excited about it. So it should be soon. I told them it's got to be before the July board meeting.
I'm hoping for Jenga by May 30th because I've got a party at this house and I'd love to have the big Jenga.
Okay, I will mention that to them.
Also, the bubble machine would be a big hit too, but less priority.
Stephanie, I've got Jenga if you need it.
Thanks.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Well, that's fantastic. All right, moving on to the policy review, network and computer use policy.
So we think next month we'll probably have a decent amount of edits to this.
Okay.
So just I'll try to share that ahead of time before it comes out in the packet, but there is a lot of conversations and discussions going on around the public computers, especially um, there's one or two libraries that are currently closed for construction, which is bringing us new traffic. But also, we're just seeing a lot of behavior issues from individuals who seem to be attracted to the library to come and use the internet, a lot of camping out, a lot of people spending a considerable amount of time on the public PCs. So we're having a conversation, our coming managers meeting this next week. I think it's next week or this week. I can't keep track. Where I think we're going to have a significant amount of edits or some things to bring up and some concerns.
Yeah. And the only thing I would say is, as we go through it, as we review it next month, Scott, if we can call out any, you know, delineation between code of conduct as well, making sure that those are, you know, we're not having too much overlap, if you will.
Yep.
Okay. Great. All right. Moving on to the committee liaison reports. Stephanie, any updates with regards to the fundraising committee?
Just to quickly say thank you for everybody who showed up and for the nice turnout at the mural ribbon cutting or grand opening. There were a lot of people in that library, and it was just a really, really nice event. Mr. Lurchin came with
fantastic.
with his assistant, and he was there when I arrived, and he stayed like all the way through to the end. I wrote him a thank you note. In our remarks, we acknowledged him and his family. We mentioned Meg. We certainly pointed out that the mural was made possible because of the Lurchin Family Fund. He seemed really, really happy. So if nothing else, we are starting, like we had our first fundraising event as a cultivation and nurturing. And, we invited people to come back to the library. We passed around the Friends of the Public Library brochures as part of the remarks. So the more of those things we can do at an easy lift, the better. I also wrote a note to Jen Hinkle to thank her for the discount she gave us on the gorgeous, adorable cookies, and a note to Christine Vitale for showing up. She spent the day doing Fairfield town stuff, having gone to the Best Buddies walk earlier that day. So we're in a good place for that. I feel like it was a really great level beginning, I guess, for future stuff that will come forward. And then separately, I just went back through the notes. I know that last month I acknowledged the fact that, Jan, you put together a list of donors and the information we have on hand. I'm going to take another pass at it, do a little bit of independent research to the extent I can, so that we have a central repository of donors and people that we can continue to, maybe cultivate and keep close to us at the library. So that's my update, unless there are questions. Or May, you came off mute, and came off camera, back on camera. You were there. Erin was there. Michael was there.
She's on the board with me. Do you like the cookie?
I would have been there if not for a crazy travel day.
I know. You went to a different airport, we heard.
Yes, yeah. You gotta love landing at JFK and having to fly that 15-minute flight from JFK to Westchester, and then having a dead battery when you get there.
Man,
it was a day.
Sorry that happened to you. We had a much better time where we were, I can guarantee.
Yes, I would have to agree.
I just want to mention a couple of things. Stephanie, you brought up that list of donors, and we had mailing addresses, and somehow in the invitation we neglected to ask them for an RSVP. So I don't think we're even sure who attended, but that's just something to remember for next time, to get an RSVP from the mailed invitations as well. And I did want to mention that we did go over budget, but the budget that you had talked about was for 40 people, and we ended up with over 100. So for about 50% increase in spending, we had double the number of people, so more than double. So
Thank you.
Amazing.
And we learned some stuff too, like we forgot to put a sign-in sheet. Like there's just things like it's been a little while since I've done an event like this, and we just like, right, whoops, we'll do that next time.
Yep. All
I
right.
thought it was
Well,
great.
no, it's fantastic. I'm really happy to, as I say, sad to have missed it, but it sounds like, setting the table for events like this moving forward, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Next item is the building committee. So Scott, I know you attached a new timeline. Anything you want to call out in particular on there?
No, we're just looking at our September and October are probably going to be the meetings when this comes to the board. So
Okay.
I'll try to send information out to you all, when I get it. So just check your email in August. You might, my hope is that you might get a draft late August into September.
All right. Great. With that, I'll hand it over to Mike for a Friends update.
Thank you, Andrew. The big book sale was this past weekend, another resounding success. Paige and Margot are still tabulating the results. From what I saw, I did a couple shifts. From what I could see, it appeared to be very similar to last year. People were very enthusiastic about buying all my old vinyl records. I was happy about that. And again, just a real good community sport. Very grateful for Sue Ruffley and rounding up all the volunteers that helped with setup and breakdown. Much appreciated. Again, just a real nice event. It's great to talk to people as they come into the library and thank them for supporting the library. And I'll probably have the numbers at our meeting tomorrow night. I'll send it out to everybody and let everyone know. But by all appearances, another great one. So we're happy about that.
Fantastic.
Next week on Wednesday, that's May 27th, is our literary luncheon, our annual literary luncheon featuring author Laura Zigman. This is where we pay tribute and honor all of our Friends members. We gather them up once a year and we tell them how much we appreciate them. And we have a wonderful author. And as always, Danielle really outdoes herself with this event. It's a fabulous event. If anyone's around during the day on Wednesday, please stop by.
Great.
That's really it.
All righty. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for everything you guys do. And yeah, appreciate it. All right, move on. We'll get to the treasurer's reports. I know Aaron had sent this right before the meeting. So if you want to just speak to it briefly, Aaron.
Yeah, sure. I was trying to come on my computer, but that's all right. And so the endowment was up in April, which is great because we were down year to date through the end of Q1 based on the market conditions. So those took a turn in April. So good news there. So that has a direct impact on our funds, and the endowment is at 12.8 million, which is just about 3.5 up compared to the end of the year. Nothing really else to update. I still need to complete the standing letter of authorization so that the Mercer can pull the funds for our fees. But overall, not too much to update in this month.
All right. Let me know if there's anything you need from me. I can't remember if there's anything you need from me for the standing letter of authorization.
I have to look at it again, to be honest. But I
Okay.
believe one or both of us will have to sign.
Gotcha. All righty. Thank you, Aaron. All right. Now move into the reconciliations and check registry. Up 2 Aarons now. Take a second. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to review. Everything should be fairly straightforward. Are there any questions? Actually, Scott, I meant to ask. I didn't see. Maybe I'm just reading it wrong. Was there any, or is it separate? sorry, it was well below. I was dragging up and down earlier today when I was looking at it. The reconciliations as well. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know what all that stuff is in the middle there. It
Yeah, I think it's the way that the
came
Excel,
across from the other
yeah,
sheets
Excel must
that
have
were,
printed to pages. So
yeah.
I got a little lost in there.
The significant thing to look at would be if we can find it, let me see if I can share it. The, um, the year-to-date spending. So here are the reconciliations. Did you want to say anything about those?
Um,
Oh, wait, I didn't share. Did I? I'm not sharing, am I?
no, are there any questions about the checks for approval or the reconciliations?
Can everyone see that?
Yep.
You know, I don't think Jen Hinkle actually sent us an invoice. I'll look into that.
Okay.
Maybe,
I'm gonna add that for next month's meeting.
yeah.
Any questions on the checks? No. Any questions with regards to reconciliations, which is page 2032,
33.
33.
30, yeah, 33.
Any questions? Aaron, May, Stephanie?
No.
No.
Set, thanks.
Great. But Jan, was there something you were saying with regards to the spend year to date?
Yeah, is this it? My screen isn't
I think so.
the meeting people are on that side of my screen. Let me see if I can. But that's through today yeah, through the checks that you just approved. So this is significant only because we have presented a budget for next year. And if you look at that last column of year to date, it kind of bears out and makes sense. We're like on target for uh what was requested last year. Um that I guess that's later on the agenda.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so
Looks
go
good.
ahead. What's next?
Regarding the checks and reconciliation, do we have a motion to approve? Stephanie, Mayor, Aaron?
Yeah, I'll move that the Library Board of Trustees approve the April reconciliations and the pending May checks.
I will second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
All right. Excuse me. So moved. All right, now on to old business. First item is the privacy and confidentiality of library records. I realize the recommended motion is incorrect on here, Scott.
Sorry.
Um, do you want to just remind everyone of where that is?
So, just look on this on here. Oh wow, yeah, that was wrong. I'm sorry. So the confidentiality, this has been a strange one. We were contacted by the state that they heard that we were drafting a draft, which then when I asked more questions and said, we've had this on the books for almost 3 years, they said, oh, we knew about it. Then they've claimed that a trustee had called and asked questions, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
now they knew
Now
about
I
it.
remember that.
It's just been a really weird experience. So they don't want us to pass this policy, or they don't want us to have this policy. I think it's in our as I explained in the memo, we should have this policy. All it is just reinstating what the state has on the books. But the reason why I believe we should have these policies is this way when someone asks us, oh, what's your policy on this? We just show this to them instead of saying, oh, you have to look up state statute X, Y, and Z. Simultaneously, it puts us on our annual schedule. So the board is looking at it annually. And on top of that, the staff is looking at it annually. So they're reminded of it. And to be completely honest, at all my previous libraries, we had policies that were just reinstating the law. And we kind of already do that with our collection development policy, which is mandated so that we have to have that policy on the books or we don't get state funding. So it's just a very strange situation. And I just asked the board to, Phil and I went through it, or even our attorney was like, wow, this was just strange. And this won't affect our state funding or any of those things. Just Divisional Library Development might be angrier with me than normal. But I think it's important for us to have this on the books.
Okay. So it sounds like for the time being, we don't need to make any changes or rescind it based on everything
No.
where you stand.
You need to vote on the version that's been put before you, which was done by Phil, the town attorney, Phil Pyers. And it's, as he said, he goes, this is literally just taking the language from the website and plopping it to a policy for us to review.
All right. And yes, everything is covered by, state law. And if you look through it, are there any questions with regards to, our having it, the whole situation?
There's a lot of questions.
Yes. That email is something else.
There's more, and if anybody wants to read, they can foil for it, or I can share with board members outside of the board packet.
Yes.
And I have not gotten a response for additional information, like if this person left a voicemail and left a comment.
Gotcha. All right. So with that, do we have a motion to approve the privacy and confidentiality of library records policy?
I'll gladly move that the Board of Trustees approve the policy as relates to confidentiality and patron services.
Second.
All right. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. So moved. All right. New trustee search. So John had sent a note to myself and Scott. When was that? A couple weeks ago. Identified 3 candidates that have a good background. I'm not sure. I've not had a chance to connect with John since he sent those through, and obviously he's out of country. It is possible we may want to set a special meeting for the board to discuss, so we can move forward. I'll send a note out to everyone to find a time for that. So you'll see something coming through probably tomorrow from me to get something scheduled. Scott, once we've figured that out, and Jan will let you guys know, and we can do that, and we can believe we can do that in executive session. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, so we will, I'll send that out, as I say, and we'll look to do something once John is back from being abroad. All right, now on to new business, which we have a handful of things. First item is the trustee budget. We have Scott and Jane have put forth the proposed budget, similar to this year, pretty consistent. And the big thing obviously here is still the Woods Branch project, which as things are continue to be developed, I'm sure will be reflected in this. I think a couple of the other new business items we'll want to discuss as part of the budget. Um, making sure that we're covered off either next year. Well, yeah, I keep saying next year as if the new fiscal is not in like a month and a half. um, so we'll review this in the next meeting. If there are things that we do want added, please call that out. Is there anything that anybody saw initially that we would like to address?
I think I just want to make sure or propose that we have a fundraising budget reinstated, whereas from what I remember when I first joined the board, there was a monthly expense that we ended up canceling because we weren't using it. It was to Foundation Center. And I don't anticipate that we would need to subscribe to that. But if we are going to be looking at an opportunity for engaging donors and prospects, knowing that we have some budget to do that, I think will give us some flexibility and allow us to move quickly.
Yeah.
With opportunities as they arise. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I would say in my opinion, that would come under board administrative. Okay. But if we do want to separate that out, for instance, if we did want to put something in the budget for events like the Lurchen ribbon cutting, the mural, the mural ribbon cutting, we could potentially put something in there for that. Knowing what we know now. Let's Scott, let's you and I talk a little bit about that. And Stephanie, I'll loop you into that conversation as well.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little hard to budget, to ask for particular money or to propose particular money at this point. But since we had to make it, since it was a thing at the last board meeting, like I'm just anticipating, what if something came through and we wanted an opportunity to like take somebody to lunch and really thank them? To know we've got a little flexibility to do that is my interest.
Yeah, I would say that even if it is in the budget, it still would need approval.
Okay.
For spend.
Okay.
That's just part of the auditing process.
Fair enough.
Which has been in the news of late.
Good point.
So, but having a line item for that, I think makes sense so that the money is assigned. I think that makes sense. So Scott, I'll send a note between the three of us. All right, next item is the strategic plan. Excuse me, of the goals for the proposed. So I know that there's scrolling back and forth. Sorry. Oh, and I just realized you pulled it up. Yeah, so this is now remind me, is this new? Is this new?
Yes, so this will be the new plan. This will be the 27 to 2030 strategic plan.
Okay. Sorry, it looked very familiar to me.
There are a lot of goals that we're keeping from the previous plan.
Yeah.
Some of them have been moved around.
Yeah, and I think the stakeholder engagement piece, the way that's worded, I like that. Are there any questions with regards to how it's laid out? And then I guess, Scott, I can't remember, we don't have another presentation or meeting with Maureen, correct?
Now, what'll happen is this is for everybody to look at, provide feedback. If you are all okay with us moving forward, I'm going to assign every department to create some tactics to fall under the goals and tangible things that they want to do over like the next month. And really, I don't expect the board to vote on this until July.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Okay. And I know you do have to jump to the RTM meeting soon. So the next thing I did want to allow you some time to talk about, Scott, is regarding the library AV upgrades.
Yeah, just really quick. It's within our budget. So this is more like a straw poll, making sure everybody's comfortable with this as we get close to the end of the budget year. This would be putting a PA system inside the main room of the library. So Ellery and I no longer have to lug a bunch of speakers around, and we can teach the staff how to use the PA. And I don't have to worry running back from a conference that I'll be able to be there to work the soundboard. So this will be a good permanent solution to something that we continue to do more and more. Last month, we had Walt do our 250 program. He maxed out the memorial room, so we just moved him downstairs. My elbows are getting a little too getting old, and and Ellery, he's our daytime guy. I trust him. Our evening guy, I don't know if he's going to be as good with AV stuff. So this one I think would be a relief to.
Yeah, I think this is a good, as we joked about with your roles and responsibilities, Scott, this falls to something that if it is, especially with the way that Mike and the friends have been helping to leverage that space, um, I think this is the perfect, the perfect thing for us to be supporting. But that's my opinion. I don't want to influence anybody else if they have any differing opinions.
Agree.
No, that sounds great.
Great. So we'll look to prepare to to vote on that in next month's meeting.
No, you don't have to vote on it. It's in the budget,
Oh, because that's right, because it's already in our
facilities budget.
facilities budget. Yep.
Yep.
Wunderbar. All right, and then finally the annual meeting. I know.
So, Stephanie, thanks for pointing out the date is wrong. I will be in California on the 11th, so we better not have it on the 11th. But we want to
Which is
just make
also a
sure.
Saturday night.
Yeah, which I don't think anybody wants. So yeah, it's that Monday. I just want to make sure everybody's comfortable. We'll do a business meeting at 6:30, and then party at 7 o'clock.
Yep.
That's the July meeting.
That's the July meeting.
And what is the date?
The 13th, I believe.
So just just thinking out loud, Scott. When let's talk sometime soon, because what I want to look at is when the RTM meetings are around then. Because what would be nice is what we did. Pretty sure we did this for you, Stephanie, this last one, right?
Yeah.
Where we had you sworn in at the annual meeting.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
nice.
Look to do that. Have them approved by the RTM. When the meeting proceeding. I know you have to go. We are at the end of our agenda, so fantastic. But yeah, let's look to do that. So that's why I do want to have that special, so we can meet those timelines to get the new trustees sworn in or approved, so they could be sworn in. All right. And with that, as I say, we have reached the end of our agenda. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
We'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
All right. With that, the meeting is adjourned at 7:41 p.m. Our next meeting is June 8th at 7 p.m. at Fairfield Woods. Everybody have a great rest of your month and a great Memorial Day weekend, and we will see you guys soon in